All right, she's a Horror Hall of Famer, and she's also an author. But today she's joining us to celebrate a Golden Girls birthday. We're joined by the great and powerful Amelia Kincade this morning. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm so good, and I'm so glad that you're honoring my Aunt Rue Well, we won't have any math in this conversation because anybody that would not name an age, it would have been my Aunt Rue.
Exactly. Well, we wanted to have you on to talk a little bit about what she was like behind the scenes and everything. But before we get to that, not only was Rue on the Golden Girls, you were on the Golden Girls.
Oh my gosh, can I ever live this down?
Sure, it's always a man with you, isn't it, Blanche? Men and sex, sex and men.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being career-oriented.
Yes! Remember that.
Oh, I had some big hair. I'm telling you. Hopefully it's going to come back into style for us Southern girls. Big hair.
Fantastic. Okay, so what was it like acting with your aunt on the Golden Girls?
Incredibly fun. I mean, you know what that show was like. It was a well-oiled machine. And the actresses were phenomenal, but also the writing, the directing, everything about it was just... Well, it was just perfection, and I think that's the proof is in the pudding. I mean, when I'm in South Africa leading safaris, doing charity work, I'll turn on the TV in Johannesburg, and she's on every day, all over the world.
It is amazing, and going back and watching a lot of Golden Girls over the last year or so, because when I got in the pandemic, I needed something comforting to watch. It is amazing how well it holds up and the comedy holds up.
Isn't that a wonderful thing that we've really discovered how much joy and strength that we're getting from art, from these television shows. This is what's gotten so many people through such dreadful times. And laughter is priceless. To be able to go into a terrible situation, if you think about it, every single show, they're in some new predicament, and to make it funny. I mean, what words of wisdom. When I look back over what she's taught me, when she accepted her Emmy Award, she said that she went to my grandmother, and she said, and she was just starting out as an actress. And she had an agent who told her that she'd never work on television because she wasn't photogenic. Now, she went to my grandmother, and the whole family's from Ardmore, Oklahoma. And she said, they're telling me I'll never work. And I'll never make it in television. And my grandmother said to my Aunt Rue, now, Auntie Rue, don't you know that every kick's a boost? And Rue went on to say, I'm not going to thank all the people who gave me the kicks because they know who they are. But it's really that tenacity. It's that unstoppable, unconquerable energy. And she had it. She was that. And there are a lot of comedians that might not have been funny in person. Rue was funny. I mean, she called me once. I was living in Los Angeles. She called me from New York, and she said, Mimi, that was my childhood nickname. Mimi, my goal in life is just to be whelmed. I don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want to be underwhelmed. I just want to be whelmed. I think we're all at that place right now, coming out of COVID. We all just want to be whelmed.
That is lovely. Now, Rue and Betty White, of course, big champions of animals, and you followed into the family. You are an amazing champion for animals around the world.
Rue's been an incredible support system. She loved what I was doing. She had an entire house full of rescued dogs and cats, and she would do all sorts of work with charities around the world. And I've written 6 books about communicating with animals. And pre-COVID, I lectured in 27 countries, a lot of those countries every single year. So I lived out of a suitcase for 19 years. Oh, wow. And now we're revving up again. So things are now online training. I'm beginning to start to teach again in person. So this new Golden Girls Convention in Chicago. My goodness. It's the first of its kind, and it's absolutely blowing up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll stay on in Chicago, teach an animal communication workshop.
Oh, fantastic.
So I teach people how to understand what the animals are thinking, what they're feeling, what they're needing, behavior problems, physical problems, emotional problems, and how we can change our behavior and mindset so that we don't interfere with their peace of mind.
We got to run, Amelia. I'm sorry. I could talk to you all day long. You will be at Golden Con. Hopefully, I'm going to be at Golden Con. I'm still in negotiations with my boss. It is April 22nd through the 24th in Chicago. Thank you for the lovely Roo stories. We really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. Now, everybody remember, no matter how bad it gets, every kick's a boost.
That's right. Every
So
kick's a
good.
boost.
So good.
Have a good one. Thank you so much. Stick
Thank
around.
you.
We got more of the show coming up. That was lovely.